Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is presented by USAA Insurance, auto, renters and home insurance that's made to help the military community protect what they've worked hard for.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. It is now time to get our first series of the day underway. Paris Legion taking on the Seattle Surge, and everyone has their last minute stretches. They get everything out of the way before we get into today's games. My name is Miles Ross, his name is Chance, and we are very excited indeed to take you through this one. How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm feeling a little blue, to be perfectly honest with you. That's just because we only get to cast one match today, and today is just stacked full of bangers. I mean, the first match we have, it is two dangerous-looking teams going at it. Then we get Dallas versus Minnesota next, which is fantastic, and OpTic to close out the day. So I'm excited to at least be able to watch all of these matches, Miles. Should be a good time.
Three very exciting courses coming up, but we're going to start you off with this entree or an appetizer, depending on what part of the world you're in. Ladies and gentlemen, put your mitts together. It's time to meet Paris Legion.
Wonderful start here from Paris Legion. Paris Legion just about pushed that player off the hard point.
Can they clutch up and go big?
Classic just being aggressive in the plane.
Fire's got to get on the bomb, and he will. He finds the kill.
Unbelievable stuff.
Awkward from the back end, able to pick up 3 along the way.
Paris Legions.
What a round!
Paris Legion Shots, the team on the up and up. We've seen some mixed results from them, but honestly, the last time we saw them play, I think it was a bit of a disappointment for me personally against Dallas. I thought they were going to put up a bigger fight, but nonetheless, Paris Legion have gone from strength to strength all round. Scraps, Classic, Aqua, and Fire. Not a bad teammate. They're starting to really turn heads here in the league.
Well, and I'd say, like, calling them on the up and up is actually kind of interesting, right? Because they've actually just been dangerous pretty much the entire year, but they have struggled at times. They're not quite beating these top teams consistently, but outside of that, they've looked fantastic, and really, it is just a question of once these guys start to continue their improvements, they get even more dangerous, crack into the top 4, and of course, the hope for them eventually is getting one of those major wins.
A major win would truly be the dream, but they have to get through their next opponents first. Last time we saw them play, it was a riveting Game 5 against the Dallas Empire. Today, who the hell knows? Ladies and gentlemen, the Seattle Surge.
Lord, son! Finds himself another one!
Prestinni looking dangerous.
He's just ripping the entirety of the Guerrillas. Wow!
Aggressive is always Diamondcon, head rip off.
Looking to find a few more, but Gunless absolutely rips his way through the 3 of them. 249, 249, Seattle won!
Seattle Surge, again, another squad that has completely turned their season around, already looking more dominant than they have done in Stage 1. We'll see if they can't keep the run going for Octane, Prestinni, Loony, and Gunless. Success, I mean, it's a funny looking thing for these boys. They've had their moments, and I think they'd love to replicate that performance they had against Dallas. And Paris Chance, it seems like the best possible opponent to do it to.
I mean, honestly, it's just like a bit of a trial run if you're playing against Paris, right? Like, if this is a team that you can beat, well, then you know you're on your way to being one of the top teams in the game. But I think both of their series against Dallas is a good look for where they're at, right? Paris was close in the respawns, couldn't quite close them out. And then for Seattle, they doubled up on the round 11s against the Empire, fell short in both of them. So clearly knocking on the devil's door. The improvements from Stage 1 have been evident. For Seattle, it's just about seeing how far they can go. And, well, taking a look at their keys to victory, well, Prestinni is the key man, right? Throughout Stage 1, the SMG duo was not fantastic on Seattle, but he's been balling out in the past 2 series that they had. Went from a 0.8 KD, I believe it was, all the way up to a 1.12. So he's turned his individual game around, and I think every single player on Seattle has been feeling it. All of their KDs have had a nice bump. You got Gunless with just like twice as many assists as he was getting before. Prestinni went from the 4th in kills on his team per game. Now he is #1 in Stage 2. If he can get that that going, Miles, well, this team, again, will be a force to be reckoned with.
It seems to be one of the true keys. On the other side now, Chancellor, game fuel keys to victory for Paris Legion. You've said that Aqua needs to have strong performances in S&D. Talk me through this one.
I mean, clear-cut X factor, I would say, for the team. When he is having success, the team plays fantastic. When he is getting beat in those AR gunfights and search and destroy, that is when it's not going great. That's why there's, what, that 0.8 gap just within the KD. But I think he is a player, especially, that when he is on point, I mean, he genuinely looks like one of the best Crimsix players in the game. Just needs to keep it going. And, of course, for the checkmate play, well, map number 5 will be checkmate S&D. We know how Seattle likes to play it. They love making those A Street plays. And if you're letting that map get through, this is like Seattle's favorite search and destroy map for game number 5. If Paris is letting it get through, well, they need to make sure they have a game plan for it. For the other maps and modes go, a couple interesting ones come through, like Apocalypse. Both of these teams have only played it once. Obviously, it's a new map, not a ton of information there. And then to take it further, Moscow. This is the first time Paris has played it all year long. This, honestly, is an incredibly difficult series to predict. If you get it right in your pick'ems, this means you're on point because there's just not a ton of information as you go down the line.
We hope your pick'ems are all set, locked and loaded, friends, because if they ain't, well, it's too late for that now as we get into game number 1. We're going to a Moscow hardpoint to start this one off. Very, very interested to see just how we measure these two squads up. Again, the last time we saw Surge play, it was a delight against Dallas. The last time we saw Paris play, it was Dallas as well, but it wasn't as delightful. It was a little lackluster, and I think for the one player I was really keeping an eye on there was Fire. Fire didn't have an ideal series against some of the world's best, but a rebound, and I'm sure a lot of soul searching and a bit of a chit chat between the squad. Hopefully he's able to turn that frown upside down. Here we go, mate, into Moscow.
And I think your head is completely in the right place. It is very much a theme when you're playing against some of the top teams in the game. Your SMGs are oftentimes going to suffer. So if he can start off pretty strong, get the ball rolling, and get some confidence, well, Fire starts improving again. You take a dangerous team and you turn him into one of the best in the world. First off the rip, though, you see the battle for those P2 spawns. It looks like classic. Three plays nice and safe over towards Plat. Make sure he keeps it for the team.
Wow, Classic just hit the FTL jump there to kill Gunless. Like that was something special, just to make sure that right-hand side of the map is locked down. But all things considered, Paris, those players there in the white arrows on the mini-map, of course, Surge in that lovely teal. They will be now still continuing to push through. Prestinni eyes all over it. Oh, Fire wins a big one. That's going to make the opening for the members now of Paris Legion are getting through the back. Spawns have now flipped. Great move there from Paris Legion. A big 1v1 win for Fire. His first kill in the game, but a very important one indeed. Now over towards the other side of the map, we're going to see Scraps hold that lane down chance, and it's maybe time for Seattle Surge, but with that second hard point, it's going to be all Legion.
All Legion as well. They got the setup that they wanted. They did get the first wave of gunfights broken down, so Seattle's able to push up through the street. And, well, now the pinch is actually being set in. That's why these players street side are taking their time, because Loony getting in position over through white. Seattle, they really want to make sure this push is effective. They took their time to make this happen.
Yep, taking their sweet time. There comes the opening fights. The trades now are on point. Aqua from top of the police department, a power position indeed. Has to watch both the players in the hard point and the players in the street. And it's going to be Gunless who brings him down. Classic bringing that submachine gun to the front line, looking for the entry. There's going to be Prestinni as well. So Paris Legion playing this fantastically after what was not a perfect start, but with 20 seconds remaining on this hard point. Rotation's already underway. Takes a long time to get across Moscow. We will see the remaining time go the way of Surge. So Chance, all things considered, not a bad start for either team. Paris, though, lined up for the next Fountain Hill. Fire locking down the backside here of the center of culture, or the library. Gunless and co. now lined up trying to make the push.
Which is why you see Seattle taking a very cautious approach to these breaks. But hey, if you make them work, that's what they're there. 40 got 3 players right now hitting around the back. And again, Loony trying to be the man that pinches, but while he gets shot down, his teammates have swarmed the back, effectively blocked those spawns. All these kills, Paris, now start to spawn out, and you got enough bodies here. You should just be able to break the hill. Once you make that call to make your move, should come clean and easy. And well, it took a little bit too long, but there you go. Job done. ARs get the gunfights win. You get the bodies out of the hill, and the structure from Seattle right now on point. Gunless, the leading man, 5 kills in a row for him.
5 kills in a row for him, but now a decent looking hold. They're going to be able to take this time, maybe even rotate. Seattle Surge looking to pull this game back. Let's go for a quick Astro Gaming listen in. Seattle Surge.
Help you, I'm trying to help you. He spawns back, I think he spawned the back.
I'm looking pinch, I'm looking pinch.
I'm look the back, I'm trying to look the back.
Yeah, one's front, two front, top us,
Don't be in the back, don't be in the back, don't be in the back.
I'm down on time, guys.
Fucking, yo, he's mini on you.
They spawned in the back, they spawned in the back.
I don't know where it is.
I'm holding out, okay? I'm
Yeah,
holding out.
you have that?
I don't know where it is.
I'm on a 5 still, guys.
Mini, 100%.
I have your
Yo,
mini.
here, she can look from. He's weak and mini.
I'm premium.
Fire.
Mini one bullet.
Double bus, guys, double bus.
Mini is mini, absolutely.
Double behind bus. Top us, I think.
Trying to hold you, Dark. Close up.
Mini.
I'm on
Rails.
Let me know when you're ready, Pierce.
I'm in mini.
Rails dead, I'm
only mini.
one boy here.
One seat.
Trying to point.
I'm kind of close to street, guys.
Only mini.
I'm just staying down for you.
I'm holding our pinch, guys.
Yeah. I'm dead.
I'm challenging front now.
They're left heavy. They're left heavy on my trap.
Mini, one shot. Only one shot.
I can get your mini in 2. I can get your mini in 2.
Dark
Right now, dark Nick.
One behind him.
Dark, still dark.
Yeah.
Still dark right now, dark pillar.
I got scraps on hold.
Dark pillar, scrap.
Oh, P2, I'm in full dead.
Spawn behind me, guys. Spawn behind me.
Nice.
Hold street.
I'm holding P2, or I'm holding Esky still.
I'm in there, guys.
Chance, there it was, the comms from Seattle Surge. Mate, you brought up the patience of these players. How did you enjoy the comms?
The comms, honestly, sort of the same. This is some incredibly structured gameplay right now from Seattle. Even the comms, you got Gunless talking, he's picking up street. Prestinni making sure his teammate knows that he have Eskies. And, well, both of those players do get chopped down, or at least Prestinni through Eskies, but Seattle's still with the setup. But I think one of the crazier things, literally on the P2 and P3 hill, Seattle, I mean, they took their sweet time to go for these breaks, and that's not a criticism, right? That is just making sure that everyone's in the right position they need to be, everyone's working together as a team, and maybe it doesn't turn into a crazy lead for them, but with that 4 down, the spawns for next Seattle, if they keep playing like they did early on, might have a decent chance here on Moscow. Great so far.
Looking great indeed. Look at Octane. Checking out the feet. Maybe not the kink he wanted in that position, but he managed to get quite a lot of tags there as those players came through. Eyes on at least 3 pairs of Paris Legion players as they made their way through. Now you can see the push through street. We've got Seattle once again in the hill, but it's Gunless. Once again, Gunless from the back line, dealing the damage. Just 14 and 6 overall, looking to find the 15th. Not a chance. Scrap's going to cover fire. Loony has that one covered. Extinguishes him before he can even get close to the hard point. And Chance, this is a brilliant hold from Seattle Surge. Watertight so far. Not a lot's getting through. 2 members now making their way through the front. We're seeing Octane and Gunless there. The Wombo combo holding that line down. Scrap's trying to make an effort towards the side, but it's simply not working out. Can Fire even get a contest? No, boy, it's a full 60 for Seattle Surge.
And keep in mind, for Seattle Surge, Gunless is still sitting on those streaks, so you just had a full 60 on this hill. Gonna bump up the lead by quite a bit. You get good streak usage here, and, well, you pretty much win the game. Of course, Paris, well, they know this, right? They're double stacked up in gold. They got one guy that can get to library if he needs to go for that quick escape, and, well, some good gunfight wins early on. You're chopping down the Seattle players before they can get near the hill. You're just buying yourself time before these streaks get called in.
Oh, Scraps, somebody help him. 17 and 14 all alone. Here come the streaks from Gunless. Eyes on those players. Going to make that hard point a very dangerous place indeed. Soften them up with a bit of a barrage. There goes the shots. No one gets taken out, but you push those players on the inside of the library. And here comes Gunless making his way forward. Prestinni, Loony already on the flank. They've spawned in the back. There's the players there in elbow, and Aqua's going to win one gunfight. Can't quite win the second as Octane rips him to pieces. And this is absolute perfection from Seattle Surge. Back spawns control. They've got all those members of Paris coming through the middle of the map. Loony just has to slow these players down, keep the clock ticking, keep the hard point in hand. And Chance, this is looking fantastic for Seattle. And oh my God, I take it all back. It's a clean 4 down. Oh no. Well, Paris, they're going to get the next one 15, but oh, okay, there you go. That's a nice change.
Yeah, truest form of a caster curse right there, but I was right there with you, man. It was near perfect gameplay, but the clean 4 down can be tough, and, well, that's exactly what Paris is going to need, right? Because you're going into this street hill down 70. It is not easy in the slightest to lock this hill down from either side, and Seattle, again, as long as they keep things interesting, just make these hills scrappy, they will end up winning this game. And, well, scrap is exactly what's going on. Hills traded back and forth inside the point, and nice gunfight wins from Octane. Again, as long as every single player from Seattle is trading out their lives, they're going to be good to go. So when they come from street side, well, Scraps trying to make it problematic.
Problematic is one way of putting it. 23 and 16 overall, currently on a 3 spree. We saw Gunless pick up streaks earlier. I wonder if Scraps can do the same. Important position to be in right now, watching that back bust. But you can see most of the play from Seattle coming through the middle of the map. Prestinni and Octane through pillars. They managed to get at least one out of that. Up fire comes, finds one. Just manages to singe the top there. Can he get Gunless as well? No. He's going to go down. So once again, Seattle Surge with a great break here on a tough point, but still 10 seconds. Going to go their way. Very important time nonetheless. Every second counts here on Moscow. We go back to the center of the map for the third and potentially final time in this map. All things considered, chance has been a nice start from Surge, but they have to close out strong. We've seen that happen a few times. Teams with a nice lead just fizzle out towards the end.
Pressure's certainly on, especially if you're dealing with Scraps right now. Man has 25 kills, and you look at his teammates, clearly level of production not there for the moment, but Classic with the big win, and Fire's able to pick up too. So just like that, effectively another clean 4 down. Paris have flipped the spawns, and more importantly, in control of the hill. Scraps responsible for Street. His teammates pushed up Eskies, and well, Street might be the opening. That's where Classic is trying to fill in that hole, but frankly for Paris, I mean, you're making the best of a pretty dire situation. Lead has been chopped down to just 30, and again, the spawns have been retained, and Fire, if he can stay alive, might have been nice for the team, but at the very least, the final few seconds going to end up contested. Yep,
Classic's going to be on point. It's going to be a nice 2. Does land it. Classic. Teammates are there to back him up. The kills there through mid are working out fine. All the time, mostly going the way of Paris. And with that now, Surge, one final push now towards this hard point. They can basically seal the deal. Can they get it done? 3 men through mid, trying to clean out the street side. That's going to be on Gunless in just a moment. Already on the flank. Here he comes, in from behind. Loony now leading the charge. Gunless hitting the streets. Paris, though, this could be the turnaround they desperately need here in this Moscow hardpoint. Gunless, though, once again, finding those kills at range. Now comes Loony through the apartment side. Flashed up, but not a problem. The squad is going to overwhelm these members of Paris, but the defense seems to be holding for now. Fire holding that line down. Scraps top PD. Doesn't let it waver for a second. What's Gunless got? As he makes his way forward, the shots are there, but once again, Matty Marshall from top PD landing the shots. Octane now makes his way another point finally, and we have a bit of a contest. Finally, you see these players brought down. Scraps has to come far forward, but what a hold it was from Paris Chance. A much tighter game we have now.
Yeah, might have been a good hold for now, but now it's going to be about that break, right? Gunless has pushed out those back spawns. He got Loony set up on the head glitch as well. And frankly, for Seattle, they don't have to play for the hill right now. They are playing for the kills. And well, Gunless, the first one to strike, has 2 players he's dealing with the back end. And you can see the crossfire being set up, but Loony does get chopped down. Oh. Gunless trying to stay alive, and job well done. Prestinni there to clear him out in Seattle for that early control. The kills is what they need. The kills is what they got.
They got it, and this could be it. 25 now for the win. They're going to dive off the hard point for a moment, survive this wave of attack from Paris Legion, get back onto the point. Here they go. Gunless lines up the first. Prestinni's going to back him up from behind. Finds one more kill there on point. We do, and that's going to be into the hard point. Now to start to reap the rewards of their hard work. Loony watching the back. 3-man push now through mid from Paris Legion. Can they find anything here in these dying seconds of the hard point? No one to be found. Gunless is going to get another one there. Classic trying to make his way through the front. Prestinni's on a 5 spree. Prestinni's looking dangerous. And with that, Seattle Surge, they will take map number 1.
Map number 1 in, again, a structured and efficient and clean manner. When they needed streaks, they got them. When they needed good holds, they got them. The rotations on point. And I'm not even kidding, especially so earlier on, but even on the P2 break that they had in the final moments, I mean, that's just clean work. That is taking their time. That's patient. That means the comms are crisp and clear. That's kind of performance. I kind of wish I was a fly on the wall for their practice just to see how they talked it over. Maybe that's just the level of structure they're bringing to Moscow. Maybe we'll see that they bring it into new maps, but that's just clean work for the guy. That's another day in the office kind of performance.
Yeah, great stuff all around from Seattle Surge, starting the series off with a bang. And I'm going back to the breaks, man. The breaks were so clean, and I wonder whether that's more Surge playing those brilliantly, Surge playing those so patiently, or Paris maybe not having enough priority there when it comes to those players in the back, really letting those squeakers get through. Quick look at the stats, though. Scraps went absolutely massive there for Legion, really leading the entire lobby in damage, all things considered. But hey, man, gotta give it to Surge. A clean and concerted effort across the board. They managed to pull home that big map win. Moscow chance is all theirs. Nice start to the series.
And you got to point it as well. You got Fire going double negative. He's effectively getting picked apart. So maybe when things aren't as fast paced, not as mixy, maybe players like Loony and Prestinni taking full advantage. But strong start for them as much as you want on Moscow. And of course, now for map 2, we go to Miami. See what they can do around South Beach.
Let's see what they can do around South Beach. We're going to take a very quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to Miami, baby. So everyone, bring your flip-flops or your thongs, whatever you call them in this country. Get some sunscreen on, even though it's nighttime. We'll see you after this break.
The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Welcome back, mesdames and messieurs, to the Call of Duty League. We are almost ready to get into map number 2. Seattle Surge may be missing a couple of players for now, but that's fine. We're on a little break as Paris Legion, they go down in that first map, chance on Moscow. Now, a nice look at the quick scope brought to you by Scump and the overall series between these two teams. And again, Surge have managed to turn this all around. The only major glaring weakness in their gameplay is still that control.
Well, and again, the part about that control record that cracks me up to no end is the one win they have in that game mode was against the Dallas Empire of all teams. And again, their success, most of it has come from stage 2. So I think really the story of Seattle just needs to be their level of improvement. And then on the flip side, for the Paris Legion, well, Search and Destroy, they've had good moments, but overall certainly have been struggling, right? Røkkr certainly not the best. Last place in the league on attacking rounds is never a stat you want to see. And even just the KD, just the wild difference they have when the pressure's on them to make those plays, not ideal. They get a post up with the ARs, and maybe a map like Miami can be perfect for them. These defensive rounds come into effect. Well, KD jumped up by about 0.5, so Miami's going to be a fun one. You got Seattle 0-2 on this map. Meanwhile, Paris, of course, 2-2. And this is why I'm looking at a player like Huke, right? Your KD is ridiculously high when you're getting the wins. Miami is the perfect map for the AR players to get hills. We know we can expect them to play up in top visitor center on defense. We know that is one of the most important roles. If Aqua has success over on that side, defensive wins will be that much easier for the side of Paris. Of course, for Seattle, well, they've been a creative team in Search so far. Excited to see if they have any more tricks in their bag.
Miami, one of the finer palettes for painting a fun search and destroy game, I think, in Cold War. So let's see what these artistes have got up their sleeves. Bob Ross springs to mind. No happy little mistakes in this one, friends. We want to see some squeaky clean gameplay as we go to Miami, but there we go. Mate, I've got some explaining to do. I realise thongs. I know across most of the planet it means something very different, but to Australians, it's actually a flip-flop. It's what they call flip-flops. So I realise I may have just thrown out swimwear references, but I was actually talking about footwear. So sorry about that, friends. I know a lot of you thought of Borat immediately, and I'm glad you did. But over we go now into our first offensive round for Paris Legion on the attack. Let's see what they can bring. See those KDs make a change, and already Octane, he's hurting, has to back on up. It looks like a heavy A push right now. You have to keep one eye on Classic making his way through the middle there. You can see him just to the right-hand side, fire over the B-bomb site. Just trying to make a little bit of noise, a little bit of damage, but we're trying to keep the options open right now for Paris Legion on attack.
And it certainly does appear that they're trying to wrap back towards this B site, and depending on the timing, they might be okay. Right now, it's only Gunless that's actually watching over it, and of course, the spot that Prestinni's playing in, he's got options. He can make for a play for Piano or wrap back to site, and well, he chooses to wrap back at the exact moment that Paris are now making their approach, and the timing could not be better. Gets shots on one player, but can't quite take him down. Aqua for the first blood.
Managed to land the first blood. Prestinni sprays all over the place, lands a little bit of damage, but not much more to get the kill. Final 30 seconds remaining. Octane, can he find a kill at all? Zach was about out to plant the bomb. No, Gunless manages to save the day just in the nick of time. Final 20 seconds now. Still covering the bomb site. Big 1v1 win from Classic. 4 HP left and still on point. The nades are there, keeping the bomb in position. Now on Loony. 1v2 situation. Can he find something here as the bomb's about to be planted? If they kill Loony, it's over. The bomb's going down. Scraps with the high ground. It's a wonderful position to be in right now for Paris Legion. Bomb planted. Loony in the 1v2.
And Loony, well, he's got options, right? He saw both of those players cross over, and well, he's taking shots on the first, but Classic can stay alive. And well, you see the plan. Scraps has gotten back to the heady. Loony takes care of the first, but now the big problem he needs to solve, needs to find out a way to take this gunfight and take it well. And frankly, for Scraps, massive advantage for him, but Loony able to close the distance, try to get in close, gets the shots in through, has to take out the pistol, looking for it, finally gets it. Job done by Loony. 1v2 for the first round dub.
Oh boy, that is not an easy gunfight to win for Loony, and he makes it look fine. Not a chance in hell, Paris Legion. That was a round I thought they should have had. Surge pulling it back from the absolute jaws of defeat. Chance, what a move. This final kill. Good stuff out of Loony.
And the final kill is clean. Him putting Scraps in the back of the map, I appreciate. Him throwing out the trophy straight in his face, I also appreciate. But I think the smartest part about that entire sequence, when he hears Classic pick up the bomb and gets him weak and knows that Classic is forced to plant, he doesn't slide out for the ego chow. He doesn't try to make the hero play. He knows, let's throw shoulder, get the information. Player gets shots from up top, and he's like, hey, I'm not going to be able to win it from this direction. I need to reposition. So Loony taking his time to make the plays, and well, now he's taking that bomb over towards A.
Oh, he was taking that bomb over towards A, but there seems to be a bit of an issue in the delivery process, thanks to Scraps. Gunless is going to get the quick retrieval and now immediately back over towards A, but you've just lost a man for Surge. Now the approach is going to be that bit more difficult. Gunless going to wrap back just for a brief moment. Again, there's 2 members now of Seattle Surge looking towards mid. Steeny from the driveway does find one. Octane is basically out and about in the middle of nowhere. The difficult situation right now for Surge is, again, Paris have moved forward in the map, now trying to pin them down towards the backside of that large hotel. And this is a situation right now for Paris where you can keep them pinned, that's great. Keep the clock burning. There's only 30 seconds remaining in the round, but all this damage helps. You do have to be mindful, though. As soon as you cross out into the open, there's going to be situations like this where, oh boy, a big win from Classic. Now it's 20 seconds left on the clock. It's a 2v2. The bomb down in the middle of the street over towards the B site. And here comes the push. Prestinni able to maybe get this Classic. Eyes on the first. Able on to get the second. No, now it's a 1v1. What a weird round this is. 10 seconds remaining. Fire. He's on the wrong part of the map. Prestinni's going to be able to get the bomb down. And it's a 1v1.
He doesn't have the bomb planted, though, for the old DocsHeady. So I don't know if he can go over towards there. And, well, he might know it. Plays up top piano when Fire's going for the full wrap. I think what Fire's expecting, he can kind of tell where the bomb's planted for, so clear out back alley first. But while I say the bomb isn't quite planted for DocsHeady, still you can't defuse with it. It's just a slightly more difficult angle for Prestinni, but obviously now full advantage for him. And Fire, he is running out of time.
Yeah, shoes on the other foot now. Fire's going to have to do what Loony did in the last round. Can he make his way forward? Was Prestinni going to have the guns up? Eyes are on him. Maybe take the fight. Oh, and he's going to reposition. Fire's going to have to take the push. He has to take the bait. And Prestinni reads him like a book. Seattle go 2-0.
And that is honestly the perfect adjustment from what we saw the DocsHeady play from last time. He's like, hey, I know he's going to come hunt me down. As long as I get around this corner, I am good to go. And these are 2 very spicy rounds on offense. These teams are taking their time. I thought for a moment, once that bomb falls like right next to half wall in the street, that there's almost no way. But Prestinni gets there in the nick of time. The trades were on point. And by the skin of their teeth, Seattle do find themselves up 2 rounds to none. And I think at this point, I kind of just want to see an aggressive B hit, man. If you start taking your time on Miami too much, it can be so difficult to sort of range yourself. Like, just go for it. Hit that full send in through garage, and maybe this is what Paris is going for.
Yeah, I think finally they're like, all right, let's get some action. Let's get the blood flowing. Loony, ooh, nice shots into Scraps. Makes the opening read. With that, pushes them straight back. Octane's already coming towards the front of the map. He's moved away from A. Again, the AR rolls in a great spot. Gunless, bringing his Krig forward. Trophies are up. Defense is good. It's a 4-man push towards the back end of B. You're just hoping to muscle out these players now from Paris. Gunless has had to retreat. And we are going to see a push. That van's got a brand new hood ornament. Flax is going to clean up trophies. And back at it we go. Prestinni from the top position. You've got a perfect looking pinch. The setup is all good for now. Prestinni's first blood. Lands it. Classic's now going to have to get going. But still, this is such a hard spot to be in. Prestinni's going to find kill number 2 of the round. Prestinni now looking to find another one. Fire just about gets it. The trades are on point. Scraps now on a 1 versus 2. Can he make this interesting for Paris? Can he finally get them around on the board? The answer is no. Surge. Defense holds 3-0.
And defense holds, but I think, honestly, shout out to Paris for just letting Seattle win that round. They knew Prestinni had to be up here, right? They stun checked like that little spot underneath the stairs. Don't get a hit marker. He shot the trophy. You know he's up top. It should be way more obvious he's up top after he shoots Aqua and kills him. And Classic's like, you know what? I don't think he's there anymore. I think Prestinni just teleported. Let me try to get the bomb down. And of course, Prestinni, well, teleportation doesn't exist in this game. So just shoots him. So nice and easy round for Seattle, I suppose. They'll take what they can get. Comfortable with that 3-0 lead.
We should see them a little bit more comfortable on defense now for Paris Legion. 3-man hit in towards A. It's going to be entirely on Aqua by the beach, man. He could run into some serious trouble here. And oh, this is an interesting read. Submachine gun out, not going to be running the AR. He's got himself out by the catamaran, and now There is an opportunity here for three members of Surge, sorry, to run straight past him. But I wonder, will they check it? He's looking the wrong direction. He's not got any eyes on the A-bomb site, and those two players have slipped right through. Prestinni, meanwhile, on the other side of the map, could run into potential trouble. And oh my God, here we go. I see you. Eyes on two. Waiting for one more while Prestinni makes the gunfights on the other side of the map. And here we go. Aqua brings the trap, finds the first. Nice tags, another second. It's a great round from Legion. Gunless now in the 1v4. It was slow, it was steady chance, but it just about paid off.
Well, they do have the bomb down, so Gunless with the hopeful opportunity to try to clutch this 1v4, but you got the beam from down lane. He's tagged up in one shot, and you can see a player on the bomb. Nothing for Gunless to do. Bomb defused in Paris for their first round win. And frankly, I'd have to imagine in their comms, Seattle was probably just confused as they're working up this beast. They're like, all right, no one's peeking from top visitors. We see nothing. What's going on? No one appears to be on the boat. And well, Aqua with the AK-74U of all things, just making the sneaky play. I think when you move towards this A side, if you get no information, you sort of feel obligated just to play it fast. You think you got an opportunity, but didn't clear out the boat and get punished for it. I apologize, the catamaran.
Thank you.
But either way, Paris now back on the attack.
Yeah, they do a great job. A weird round, but honestly worked out great. Now, super aggressive. Gotta watch out though, Surge reading this one quite well on the defense. They're gonna be there. Fire by the docks. Grab's making his way through the side room now, backing up Aqua, carrying that bomb. Here we go, Loony. That flash check tells you everything you need to know. Defense now from Seattle Surge, slowly but surely moving back over towards the B site. Classic now from upstairs. Strikes the first chord from Piano. Gunless now, he's up next. And Classic find one more. No, he can't. But here comes Paris, baby. They're charging. And Loony's got the reads. The shots are on point. The team fire coming through. The nade's going to deal a bit of damage, but not too much. Can Fire stay alive in this situation? One kill's good. A second one would be even better. But my word. Paris, they played it a little slow, a little late. Gunless versus Fire now by the Vans. This is massive. What shots from Gunless? Oh, baby, Seattle Surge. What a round on defense.
They're clean shots and clean moves as well. I think Gunless ended up getting, what, 2 or maybe 3 that round. Certainly got shots into just about everybody. And that's in spite of the first blood, because Gunless is there for the trades. And again, you talk about strats that aren't entirely expected. I'm not really predicting Gunless to be up top Piano with his 2 SMG players and for him to also have an SMG for those close-range gunfights. So a mixed bag of tricks, again, for both teams, right? Aqua showing off little sneaky strats over towards the catamaran, and then you got Gunless mixing things up as well. I'd assume going to switch to the AR, just using the sub for the opening break, but either way, you talk about aggression over towards B, here's the next garage.
They're in, but this is so different though. Surge have managed to overtake the stairs. Loony's in there. Loony may be able to find another one here. A little tagged up, nades are good. Fire will just about get out with his life. 2v2 situation now. It's Octane and Prestinni. Aqua and Fire. Will Fire and Ice mix now as he hits the back. Prestinni laying in the trash. You can't see him. You can't see him. Prestinni is in an amazing spot by the front of the car. Hey, buddy. Jumps up, finds the kill, and now Fire in a 1v2.
Oh, man, talk about map knowledge, knowing the player back alley. That is just barely out of his line of sight. So, again, homework being done, and gives you at least the man advantage. You still need to convert, and well, that bomb obviously not down in the best spot, and Fire obviously playing around it. He will at the very least hear, if not just see these players, and while he slide out to the bomb, Fire taking the shots. Now 2 players line up in front, trying to get the trades, but Seattle overpowering, confident and dominant with that 5-1 lead, and well, there's a big reason why they bullied out to get that street control. Prestinni gets to the nice little cheeky lay down spot before the players that were defending A can even wrap back, and you don't see it very often. How are you going to expect that, let alone the 5-1 lead Seattle's throwing up on board?
Seattle now on defense, potentially looking to close it out. It has not been a great run here in Miami for Paris Legion. Will an aggressive A hit be the thing to change it for them? Has to be.
Look at this counter. Literally last round, by the way, Seattle triple stacked over towards B. Reads on point. Now they triple stack the opposite direction. Who's expecting all these Crimsixes to be pulled out like this, let alone the flank? Easy cleanup kills for Loony. Seattle seemingly infinitely more prepared for this match. They let Miami get through, and well, this is exactly why. Now with 1 versus 3, done and dusted. GG. Seattle looking clean on South Beach.
They really They really hit him with the Blue Eyes Dragon at the end there. Okay, that was the perfect read, the perfect situation to be in. And Seattle Surge, that's gonna be that, baby. 2-0 up in the series. The search wasn't even close. My. Paris Legion have a little bit of soul searching to do, and Octane, you've got to be loving it right now. That was a very, very solid performance indeed.
I mean, that is as dominant as you could possibly expect. The only round that they lost, it took Aqua, again, just playing the cheeky catamaran spot, which, I mean, I would never expect. How can you prepare for that? But outside of that round, near perfection. They got the 1v2 clutches to kick it off from Loony when they needed it. They got the strats from Prestinni, and just across the board, even the hard reads. I have to imagine that is some of the easiest Call of Duty Seattle has played this year. That's probably why they're laughing. Be like, we didn't even have to try. Everything we just did was perfectly calibrated. It's what Paris is going to bring to the table. And well, Scraps might have popped off in game number 1. He struggles in game number 2, but that is self-evident when your team is finding no success.
Oh, what a round of Search and Destroy. That was a very clean one indeed. We will be taking a quick look at our US Army tactical play. Comes all the way from round 1. We're going to give it to Loony. Playing a difficult situation very, very well, Chance. I mean, honestly, a 1v2 that he probably shouldn't have won.
I probably shouldn't have, but again, even just like 15 seconds before this, I would say 90% of players in the league, when Classic picks up the bomb originally, they immediately slide out and try to kill him. Loony, big brain, just repositions to try the 1v2 the opposite direction, hunts down Classic, and well, good timing goes his way. But then after this, the approach to how you win the Doc's Heady fight, Scraps, well, he wants to play to be slippery, doesn't want to take the gunfight, and Loony, well, charges him like a bull. Red flag gets waved, he moves forward and does it with just barely enough time on the clock. Only 2 seconds to spare.
Very, very tight indeed. Not the first time we saw the clock really come into play again. We saw that huge run from Prestinni when he managed to get the bomb down as well. So tactical plays abound. And Loony, by the looks of things right now, I mean, someone could surely Photoshop some lightning bolts around him. The boy's been going Super Saiyan recently, hair aside. We love to see it for Seattle Surge fans. Honestly, it's great. However, though, now we go into a control, my friend. That's where things might get a little bit choppy for the boys of Seattle Surge. But alas, that will be for after the break when we return. Map number 3 in this exciting series between Surge and Legion. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by GameFuel. Use code CDL2021 for a special discount on GameFuel.com. Tournament audio and team listen-ins are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League, and Seattle Surge with a powerful and commanding lead in the series so far. We go into our next map soon, but we have to give some love to Prestinni. The world champ has turned his game around. Cold War started just that for him. And now things are starting to heat up for the Surge player.
Not just Prestinni, by the way, but if you just want to look at his stats, the difference, I mean, it is just wild across the board, just the difference he has had. Maybe a little bit of the meta shift helping him out a little bit, right? XM4 gets ruled out, makes the SMG's lives that much easier across the board, but I think, honestly, that might be a small part of the reason, but I think Seattle basically just looked at their own gameplay and they were like, we are making this way too difficult on ourselves. How can we make things easier? Because everything they were doing on Moscow was super simple with the breaks, just completely taking your time, make sure everybody is like up and you have those like 4-man stacks to retake. Never making things mixy, never trying to do anything too fancy, just clean, efficient work. And then frankly, for the search and destroy, whoever their in-game leader was for those moments, whoever the shot caller was, could not have done a better job. So Seattle, I mean, they appear to me to be a team that has grown a massive amount in the past few weeks. Obviously, though, if we want to know if they're actually learning and growing, control is obviously the focus point for the guys. Only one map win on the year in this game mode for them, but it was on Garrison. And it was against the Dallas Empire.
Yep, like again, if you can repeat that performance, excellent. 3-0 versus Paris, excellent. But what are the odds? You know what, never tell me the odds. Let's just get into this one. Let's let the gameplay speak for itself. Paris, do or die right now. You cannot go down 3-0 to Seattle Surge. That is not what you want. My pick'ems don't want that either. Here we go, into control and Garrison chance.
And control in the opening break, always going to be key, really on both sides of the board. Obviously on offense, you don't want to end up spawn trapped. And Prestinni, 0 time wasted, top tank taken down. And, well, you're already behind enemy lines. You're already set up potentially from spawn kills. And, well, you're looking for number 4. And Prestinni, as long as he stays alive, that player is uncautioned right above him. Aqua may be able to get the kill, but until Prestinni falls, Paris are going to have a very rough time.
Yeah, this is going to be tough, but here you go. Prestinni on the other side of the wall. Loony's in a nice spot to find a few more. Classic does manage to slip through for the time being, but there's Prestinni in the kill feed. Now Loony trying to hit these players in spawn, hit them right where it hurts. And this could be it. Is this the new look Seattle Surge in control? Look how well they're playing, Chance. They've grown up just before our very eyes. Loony's playing this so patiently. I love it. Oh, fire. He goes down. Aqua's about to make his way forward. Loony's tagged up. Could challenge it. Why not? Classic, though, with the good comms. Does manage to come through. Prestinni, oh, just loses that fight. But once again, the trade's on point right now for Seattle Surge. B-Zone's going to get a little bit of love. Gunless is going to say hell no to that one. Try to slow it down. Aqua back on the trades. Now we see Paris finally able to get out of the trap. Now to capture B.
Yeah, Seattle, they love doing this. They love just sending players up into top green and, well, try to make things problematic up top. But Classic able to hunt at least one down. Loony wins a very big gunfight on the flip side, but he gets cleared out, and this B point nearly captured. It looks like Seattle going to be giving it up, and keep in mind, Fire's already pushed through. He's looking for spawn kills. He's able to get just one. And frankly, it's what? Prestinni, effectively all up to him and Loony. If these players start to fall, and well, they haven't, they're getting the kills. Ooh. A was going to be open. Now it's just Classic on point by himself, and nice shots from the world champ. Ripping his head off, making sure you're nice and stable.
Just missing out on Aqua as well there, but that's a great play now from Paris to stay alive in mid. Keep that presence known. Just over a minute remaining on the clock. Octane over towards the A zone on defense. Oh boy, Scraps almost caught that one on the run. Big win from Scraps. Fire makes his run to the point, but Loony cuts him down from behind. Now Gunless from upstairs. An absolute warrior finds himself another one onto Classic. Now the clock ticking in favor of Seattle Surge on defense. Life count relatively even. Scraps now lining up for the push. Chance, the defense looks solid. Here comes Paris.
Here comes Paris, but here comes Gunless as well. Keep in mind, we are not very used to seeing him with the AK-74U in hands, and, well, close gunfight there. He was thinking about streaks, but if the streaks don't come, well, Prestinni certainly will. Two-piece for him, and, well, you got your main AR posted up at A. They have actually made quite a few adjustments on Garrison, right? They were still pushing top green earlier on defense, but now they are just leaving Octane on this hill and letting all the subs roam around the bricks area going for these kills. So, again, they have done their homework. They have put time in and made these adjustments. Of course, just an 8v6 in Paris. This is their last chance to try to flood in on the point. Classic gets there, but Octane been waiting the entire time, and the swarm from the SMGs is there. Seattle clean on their first defensive round.
Not bad at all. Looking very, very well rounded. Again, it's the plays around bricks and archers here. We're watching Prestinni get a nice couple. He finds one more player on their way through square, and all things, man, it's just a transformation for Seattle Surge. They've just managed to just I don't know. I don't want to say they know how to play now, but they're just finding so much comfort in their gameplay at this point in time. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. The biggest worry I have right now is for Paris Legion. They don't seem to have much wind in their sails. They don't seem to have much, you know, joie de vie right now. So let's go for a quick Astro Gaming listen in with the boys and see how Paris is sounding.
I'm sitting green. I know you got stairs.
Nothing peeking hill, bro.
I'm on me right now.
Doesn't push
We
down.
got stairs. We got stairs.
Just capping it slow. Just capping it slow.
Jump it out. Yo, top floating.
Loony on point. Loony on point. Loony on point.
Floating.
Top
Top floating. I got shot from
Loony outside the point.
So we got top floating.
The bullet back out.
He's low floating.
Push it. He's pushing out Prestinni. Loony and Prestinni right now, guys. They're getting aggressive.
I don't see him pushing
Well,
out.
they're getting aggressive.
Where? Use the squirt, yeah.
What's cast stairs?
Where dead?
L dead.
Nice. Catch
Yeah,
yours.
push
Cast
out.
stairs dead.
Last guy, Prestinni on B. Last guy. Last guy.
Oh, he got me. I'm trying to get to him. I'm trying to get to him.
Dead.
Yo, I'm top floating. Look my minute total.
Yeah, I
I
flashed
viewed you
it.
cross. I viewed you cross. Low caution. I viewed you cross. Low caution.
Behind you. Low floating. Gunless. Low floating.
Low floating, low floating.
I'm going to
Go to vent. I'm going to vent. Nice. One's caution.
I viewed you. I viewed you. Low
Low
caution.
caution. Low caution. Prestinni so weak.
You
I got
dead.
one you. Nice, low caution. Still low caution.
Caution you
Top caution. Octane top caution. Super weak. I'm pushing from P2.
Act him on there.
No, there's two caution. There's two there. They're just standing there. Yo, one's you and two
Caution
caution.
dead. I'm absolute Eula.
You in caution. And
Oh,
one
I'm hitting up.
It's tanks Luna. Dead.
The last guy on B.
Yeah.
Coming over.
Nice. Good. Hold.
Charles, you can hear the passion in Paris's comms, honestly trying to keep this map together. That huge clutch play from Classic there, just managing to stop the B point being captured, and since then, things sound pretty good.
And the final kill from Classic was nice, but I think especially the two-piece Aqua got just before that, I think if Seattle had just stacked the point for an extra half second or second, they'd have gotten it. But, well, small mistake, and getting two-piece by Aqua just means it takes that much longer to try to get this B point. Admittedly, with the time stopped off the clock, you can play it like it's TDM and just look for the kills. And you can see the pressure through top green. Prestinni actually found the moment, gets the kill up top. He's been able to swing out. His teammates got the green kills, and now they're coming through.
Oh, straight on a point we go. Looney's going to get the cap. Here comes the nades. Here comes the contest up over the top. But Gunless, oh my! He lands all three of them. Gunless, it's the same old story as he keeps finding these kills. And Seattle have just exploded all over the A zone. With those kills, the multi-kills land, and now the point, there's three of them stacking up, sharing war stories, and my God, what a round.
Oh dear. Seattle, they have completely swapped up their game plan. This has to be Gunless, right? On the flank, there's one. Cannon number two, and again, doing it with the 74U. Beams on deck, and we really need to talk to the Seattle camp and figure out what their decision was or why they made the switch. Obviously, just because things weren't working, but it used to be, especially when they played like their defensive rounds, one, Gunless would always be rocking the AR, but they would just like leave him and Octane. They'd be on the back tank, in back bricks, just posted up, waiting for the gunfights to come to them. Well, now they've switched it up. It was Octane on defense that at least after the B point was captured, he was the one playing heavy on A, while everyone else with the SMG is rocking around towards bricks. And well, Gunless maybe enjoying the weapon switch. A 6-3 for him, looking for streaks, gets chopped, but no worries. Still on point and still on defense, but I'm just loving what I'm seeing from Seattle today. I really am.
Vintage Gunless, the demon, back at play. And here we go. Capturing the B point will be Paris. A round that they surely felt was theirs. Now they've got to go huge. Fire finds a nice 2 down low. Gunless once again, though, on a 2 spree. Better make it a 3 spree. The man is starting to tear the game asunder as Seattle Surge raining quite literally all upon Paris Legion. Here comes the cruise. Identity, it was eyes on all those players. He's got full vision of them, able to get at least power, able to at least fire. That was enough, I think, out of that cruise missile chance. At 19 and 11, Gunless is out of control.
I mean, that's a man that knows his courage. Just a nice angle for the cruise missile there. Of course, though, the players actually do fall, so making the best of a dire situation. Paris get the clearance, but then Loony just setting up the trap, letting the players run through, getting the information, and even if he doesn't get the kill, Gunless is there for the trades. That's a 4-man wipe. Now you got the artillery to stop him once again. Seattle, I mean, this is about as perfect of a series as you could possibly ask for. Keeping Paris trapped in the back of their base. They're looking for the 3-0 on the series and a 3-0 on the control. Miles, I mean, this is their best performance the entire year.
This is absolute devastation from Seattle Surge. What an incredible run. Is there going to be a contest in the final moments? Absolutely not. Surge slammed the door in the face of Paris. A 3-0 in control. You called it a 3-0 in the series. That was disgusting.
I mean, disgusting, a clinic, a showcase, a spectacle, whatever you want to call it. They got the job done, and honestly, that has to be one of the fastest series we've had the entire year. Maybe the hard point slows them down just a little bit because it was a fairly tight game, but after that, just dominance and Gunless, a massive factor as to why, especially on the Garrison control. Again, took the AR out of his hands, wanted to rock the 74U, whether it's a personal decision or the team decision. It paid dividends there. That is their second control win in a row and on the year. And I can't tell you, that looks like night and day compared to their performances in Stage 1. Seattle, I mean, again, improvements have been the story for them, and improvements are self-evident. One of the best series, well, the best series they've had all year. And even throughout the league, that's certainly a 3-0 that's a contender.
I am beyond impressed at the composure of the Seattle Surge squad. One of the teams we thought would implode internally quite early on when things start to go wrong, but when things go right, they cannot do wrong. A quick look at the stats here of what was a very fast map. Unreal performances. Again, we gave Gunless a lot of love, but the timing from everyone across the board, like the plays, the positioning, Surge were just outstanding. I still go back to that round. We saw Gunless get the 3-piece there on the A zone. It was the moves from Prestinni to cut that player out of those aqua top green, sliding on through. The go, go, go in the comms must have been so deafening. They couldn't even hear the kills they were getting. My word, Seattle Surge, whoa! That was a nice one. A big series from them. But Paris, though, Chance, I mean, we saw them have a decent run in the past. We've seen them have nice success, a good, like, relatively tight series against Dallas, albeit a 3-1. But after that, I have to feel like they've just had their morale crushed. Like, is that a breaking point for a squad like this? Do they have the mettle to come back?
I mean, I guess that's the question those players are going to need to answer for themselves because, I mean, they started off Stage 2 sort of getting bullied out, but they're playing some of the best teams, right? I think they took a loss to Dallas and Chicago, so you don't look good against those teams. Not a lot of teams do, right? But then for Seattle, who, yes, is on the up and up, but have been down overall, to come out with a series like that, there wasn't already a question in the back of the Paris players' mind. There certainly is now because, I mean, they genuinely just got bullied.
Bullied indeed. Well, we're going to have a look at one of those fine moments of in-game bullying, our scuff play of the game. It was going to be the end of round 2, that very special round with big kills from Gunless and the opening rips here from Prestinni. Mad stuff all round. We saw the pace, the fury, and the raging attack from Seattle Surge. Chance, man, they nailed it. It was Gunless big 3-piece. Loony staying alive on point there, allows them all to stack up in the end, and it was just poetry in motion. Demon Gunless is back.
And honestly, that is the perfect setup for the team. That's exactly what you want to have. Even the stats towards the end, right? It is Prestinni, maybe not with the best KD, but clearly ridiculously high output, high amount of engagements, high amount of damage. And the kill he got top green, that was the opening for the team. There was no need to send your entire squad on the flank. Sending 3 through bricks, Gunless can just make the play himself. Prestinni and Loony set him up. He knocks all of them down. They open up the Moscow, gets streaks, you know, after the first 2 or 3 hills. Get streaks on the control, the demon in the respawns, and again, that search and destroy, a thing of beauty. You love to see it, and well, OpTic and Røkkr, I tell you, I was thinking, you know, if you had asked me a week and a half ago what this schedule looks like for Seattle, I'd say, dude, by the end of that week, they're gonna be down and down bad. Instead, I'm looking at those next 2 series. I absolutely think Seattle can win those. I mean, they just look like a different team, and that is a fantastic run-up potentially for those guys to have going into the second major. And, well, for Paris Legion, they're spelling out wool, and they want to finish that out with a W, but Florida's another team on the up and up, man. Paris, they got to figure something out, and they got to figure it out quick.
Oh, boy. Well, Mutineers is going to be the final team they face here in the road to the major, and it is going to be a tough one indeed. Of course, Florida, we'll see them play a little bit later on today, a nice way to gauge their current form and see if Paris Legion stand a chance. They have a lot of work to do in the lab to make sure that this road to the major doesn't end in an L. Well, That, friends, is that for the match, but we still have lots of fun news coming your way. We've got another home series on the horizon. The LA Guerrillas home series coming up from the 1st to the 4th of April. Get it in your calendars. All of that happening right here on YouTube. That's youtube.com/COD League. I'm saying it loudly so we can give it to your neighbors. I want to say it even louder. youtube.com/COD League. And don't forget the major coming up on the 7th to the 11th. It is going to be a bloodbath. The first major was unforgettable. The second one is going to be dumb litty, my friends. Well, that's it for the games. When we come back after the break, Lottie's going to be talking to Prestinni after that wonderful 3-0 over Legion. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back.
The Call of Duty League is presented by Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The US Army wants your warrior. Hello everybody and welcome to your Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. I do have standing by Prestinni from the Surge team, but also I think they come in a pair because, oh, here we go. We got the brother duo right there, FaZe up. I love the support there, Preston. But I tell you what, I want to talk all about you right now, Prestinni, because you guys looked unbelievably unstoppable against Paris. And honestly, you as a team haven't been at the forefront of the league for a little while, but now you're looking pretty incredible to say the least, and the consistency is coming. So what has that transition been like for you guys as a team?
It's been quite the journey. We've had our ups and downs. Honestly, it's been a lot more downs. So the fact that we're finally improving and, you know, actually getting to where we should be, it shows how much, you know, just composure we have, and, you know, we stuck it out, and even through the hard times, we still we knew we had potential the whole time. So I'm glad we're finally getting to where we need to be, and I'm glad we can prove everybody wrong.
In specifics, you know, man, your search was unbelievable. You individually as well. Your strats were on point. Your hard reads were incredible. Paris didn't stand a chance, and you looked so well prepared on that Miami map. So how did you guys manage to execute that one so smoothly?
You know, we actually pulled up the VOD for their Miami, and they played it literally we watched it today, like before a match, and they played it exactly how we expected, and that's why you saw all these hard counters like perfectly placed like to where they were going to be. It shows how much watching VOD pays off if you do it correctly, and, you know, actually scout out the other team and see what they do. So that's why it was so perfectly hard countered from us. We knew everything they were going to do, and we just happened to call the right strats on the right rounds and happened to know where they were going to be at all times on the map. So yeah, it was just VOD review.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Practice makes perfect, man. And it was It was very perfect. The reads were just ridiculous. But obviously you're going to be playing OpTic come next week. Big game, but you know that they can be taken down. We've seen it before. How are you guys going to head into that match? More VOD review, but really, how do you think you guys are going to stack up against them?
You know, we scrim them. That's all I really have for, like, you know, stacking up, like, in terms of how we're gonna match up. But it can go good or go bad, you know, in the scrims. But I mean, scrims mean nothing. You know, you guys know this. But you know, they're a really good team. Obviously, the best players for the best players in the game. So it's gonna be a tough matchup. We just got to come out and, you know, I gotta stay consistent as well as the team, and I think we come out and put up a good fight against them.
Well, I'll tell you what, Prestinni, it was very, very good to see you frying once again, man. An incredible job from you and the team. And congratulations once again, and best of luck going forward for next week.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Well, there you have it, guys. You heard from Prestinni himself from the Seattle Surge. An incredible 3-0 sweep against Paris Legion. Another one on the books for them. Can they stay consistent, though? We'll have to find out next week. But we are heading to a break right now. But we do have Empire versus Røkkr, the revenge match, coming up next.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by GameFuel. Use code CDL2021 for a special discount on GameFuel.com. Tournament audio and team listen-ins are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League.
I mean, basically, Major Maniac just has to hope that nobody jumps behind him. He actually gets bad timing. Oh, no. Advantage, forced it to be...
It's never over! It's never over!
He was worried with Priestahh going down that they were going to fly behind him. Huke, though, does get taken down by accuracy. Now a 1 versus 2 for Crim. The GOAT is going to get taken down. It's accuracy. It's the anchor. Minnesota Røkkr with a big upset over the Dallas Empire in a match that they needed.
Nice!
Let's
go, boys.
Let's go,
Come
boys.
on.
Just go.
My bad.
You gotta win a damn respawn. Come on.
I didn't realize I got jumped out from green right there.
All that I gave it up for a second. That's my bad. I like stop watching.
Go, boys. That's
huge.
hard points. I got fried, bro.
You're good.
Yo,
You're
1-3-0, bro. My it wasn't working first game. Got
Just
fried in
no
those hard points.
in the ice.
Yes, sir.
We did.
They've done it once. Can they do it again? Røkkr looking to take down Empire. They're coming off that hot victory after the team change. They beat OpTic. They beat them handily. Where I guess we're going to see if it's a honeymoon period or if this team is starting to click. Joe, it should be a fun one.
Yeah, it should be a fun one in a group that is it's a little bit crazy right now.
Yeah.
Seattle picking up their second win. Yeah, Florida and OpTic we're playing later on today at 1-1. So a big match for all of these teams in Minnesota. They started off 0-2. They hit that big one, but they are going to be tested once again by the Dallas Empire.
Yeah, if Røkkr win this, I mean, it is just absolute madness within this group. If Empire take it, I think things start to settle a little bit, but who knows? I'm kind of hoping for the madness because that's a lot of fun with 1 week left before major number 2. But Empire, I mean, they seem shaky at times, but obviously still one of the best teams in the world. You feel like if they bring it, they play their game, if they're on top of stuff, they've got a good chance to take this one. And I think the big thing for us throughout this series, though, for both of us, is just the question mark of how good is Røkkr going to be? But focus first on Empire. Huke has maybe been one of the best players in the game. Excited to see them get on the map. Let's take a look at the roster.
Dallas Empire have smashed the gates open.
Oh no, Huke is in, you mate.
Oh, it's a shot punch. Oh no! Once again, they saved the day.
So Joe, I think we can agree Empire hasn't quite found the form we think they're going to hit or have potential to hit, like the end of last year where they were clearly the best team and seemed on top of every mo. But how close do you think they are to getting there?
I think they're pretty close. I think even last year, like, I mean, they just worked on it. Every single time they were improving, and then they made the improvements for the big one, and they were able to win that. I think if you look at one mode this year that we expect them to be better at, it is Search and Destroy. It was their core that they built off of. Was their Search and Destroy game mode, and that is one thing that right now is struggling. I think they're sitting at 9-9, but we thought the same thing in stage 1. Thought the same exact thing, and then guess what? They get to a grand final. I mean, they were a team that grinded out series throughout that group. They're doing it here again, but they're 2-0. They're still winning. Things are still good in that camp.
Absolutely, and when they looked at this one on paper versus Røkkr, maybe they were feeling pretty comfortable, but that might not be the case now. We've got a new look Røkkr, absolutely frying in their first match with the new roster. Check it out.
Røkkr certainly come to play.
They can't stop it. They can't stop the kids. They can't stop it.
Oh, Priestahh, disgusting. Accuracy's there, nice kill. Bang! 200 IQ, 10 out of 10 play. Oh my word! But Dash is going to save the day. Røkkr, our kings of the north.
Well, Joe, I think there were a lot of questions after the team change. Was it the right guy that was swapped? Should they have even made a change? Should they have stuck with it, maybe improved? I think a lot of those questions went away after their first match.
Yeah, I mean, if you want my opinion, you had to get Priestahh to flex. I think that is where you picked up Priestahh. We know how big of a pickup it was, but he needs to be a star. And he is going to be that star in the flex position. And it's just tough for their Major Maniac and accuracy. They're both AR players, so they needed a more natural sub, someone with aggression. And I mean, Standy, you can't ask for a better first match against going up some really tough competition. But as you said, can we do it again? That is the question for Minnesota Røkkr today.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I think Priestahh going into the match versus OpTic had the lowest KD in the entire league, which kind of blew my mind. And then he had a good series there. So we'll see if he keeps on improving in that role. Look at the maps and modes and how it's going to play out. When you saw all 5, was there anything that really stuck out?
I mean, nothing too crazy because both of these teams have sort of like, obviously Hardpoint has been a real struggle for Røkkr, but their Search and Destroy and Control has been fine. Dallas, they've had so many deep series. There's nothing that looks too good really for either team. Maybe if you look at map 2, Search and Destroy Moscow, Dallas Empire is 1-3, maybe a bit of a weaker map, but again, they're trying to improve. They're trying to get ready for that second major.
Yeah, it's difficult to take a lot out of the records for Røkkr. I mean, or any team that makes a team change, because you're going to probably end up being better at some stuff that you were worse at, or worse at some ones you were good at. It kind of depends. So we'll see how it plays out. But man, this group, the absolute insanity we could have if Røkkr somehow pull this off, and just, well, Joe, in general, how impressive it would be if after a team change you come out and you beat OpTic and then Empire.
That would be, yeah, I think that's what you're looking for. We knew that this Minnesota team coming into the year, what we thought was going to be a team that would compete with the best on their best day. And then the question would just be, was it a really good weekend? Can they keep that up? But here we go. In the hill #1 on Checkmate, Hardpoint on board with our MVP from last year, Shotzzy. Just staying alive, waiting for his teammate Huke, but it's Standy who's going to win that duel. Standy going to take them both down.
Yeah, Standy, man, he was fun to watch. I know we haven't had a ton of it in the Pro League, but The man was on fire, what, a 1.5 around that in his first series? I think that's going to be tough to replicate, but we'll see if he can somehow get it done. Spawning on the safe side is Huke, so they'll still control that right side of the map. I think trying to push through right now is attached, and he does find a kill. Priestahh getting one in the mid plane, but still holding deep is Huke. The rest of his teammates are going to spawn on the opposite side. And they take out Huke. Attach. Lovely little wall bang there to take him out. There's the flip, and they'll rotate out. Neither team gets a ton of time in the first hard point, but Røkkr now in a decent position to tack some on.
Well, it's actually Dallas who flipped really early on. I think Crim goes on a big wide flank. He had those spawns flip, and then, you know, Røkkr, they fight their way on back, attached with a huge couple of plays, getting those 2 kills. Now as this second hills spawns on up. Here comes the first push. Standy knows where the pressure's coming from. Look at those shots. Takes them both down, up to 6 kills already. On the hill is just going to be accuracy, getting all that time. Have great position on the map. You see Priestahh pushed up on that left side. Does get taken down, but not a ton of pressure. This has been a clean 30 seconds until this point. Is Crim with his first kill of the map, wins that 1v1.
Yeah, I take back what I said about Standy not posting a 1.5. He's just going to do it again. on fire early, and yeah, that flip for Røkkr obviously pays dividends as they're able to get a huge chunk of time. Priestahh in the flex roll, looking good. Unfortunately, attached thought he looked a little too good. Team kill there, some friendly fire come in. Now under the plane we will go. Standy's POV as he's going to look for the openers. Can't quite finish it. Huke actually hits the shots. Nice win there from Huke, and that's going to be a matchup throughout the course of this that should be fun to watch.
Yeah, it should be. And then you can't forget about Attach. I mean, Attach, you know, before the roster change, he was the best player on this team, stats-wise. I mean, don't forget about it. I mean, this guy can be a star. He's a world champion. He's a champion in Call of Duty. He's been doing it for so long now. Such a solid player. He's still, yeah, he's aging well. I mean, yeah, he really is. You got to give it to him.
It's just wild to think that he's like he's a vet now, right? But like, I don't know, he seems so young. Well, Huke now trying to finesse down low. Not going to be able to do it, but Empire, they've lost to Røkkr once, but they're 2-0 in the group. Down 20 or so points, looking to bring it back. Let's get to an Astro listen-in with Dallas Empire.
I got a tap.
Middle, middle.
I do now. Above me? Oh my god, that guy got fucking shit on.
Playing, Lamar playing.
Yeah, last guy, right wing.
Yeah, Lamar.
There's one in there, there's one in there.
Lamar was one bullet.
Spawning right.
Upper wing, Standy building. Yo, mid plane left wing.
Yo, top left wing. Wood. In wood and top left wing. One's close.
Yo, middle.
Lamar, mid dead, nice.
Middle dead. Good job.
One is mid plane, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go middle. Yeah, do your thing. Yeah, he's hitting your front.
Yeah, hit plane.
Got him.
One's fork, weak fork, or what on
right side?
I'm in plane
tail. Yo, Woodhall left side, another guy is right side too.
One went plane steps, I'm in plane.
Keep running. Yeah, they're gonna hit me on high. One more mid plane going left wing.
Okay, hold on.
He's top left, Lamar hurt. Yeah, I had to hop off. Help me on hill.
Lamar, one shot, goal, dead.
I'm weak. Stay over. Close. He got me, he's still there.
Got one more, there's a...
Priestahh, sit down. Good one, Priestahh.
No, he's weak.
Hold his spot.
Bind up,
yeah, I'm one top. Yo, one guy's going left wing. Shift new, someone shift new. Bottom plane.
I'm going now.
Are you? I'm gonna push you.
They're going to play top.
Yeah.
I'm full wrapping green.
Wait, did we ever get bottom plane? Yo, Priestahh, one shot A-lane.
I can get him. I'm watching the push here. Sorta. Pushing through. Watch out back alley. No.
Back alley.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, he's weak. Where'd he go? He's still back alley.
Yo, mid plane.
He's back right there. Still back there, yeah. Play for.
He's in the hole on you.
I'm gonna get him.
What's bottom left lane?
I got one bottom left. Yo, Wood, Sandy.
Extra right ring.
Still Wood.
Yeah, Wood, yeah.
I spawned out as well.
Sep. Try to just get kills.
For
Well, there was a lead change for a moment there for Empire, but Røkkr will go back out in front, but Joe threw the listen in and they jumped out for you.
No, I mean, I'm pretty cool for Dallas Empire. Maybe you'd like a little bit more energy, but it was really Crim leading the way. But I'm going to say the last half of that listen, and it was Standy who made a crazy play. He flanks all the way through. You heard, you have to focus him. He gets through wood. He allows his team to get those back spawn, flips it. There was an opportunity for Dallas Empire to have this lead that Røkkr has right now. But an individual play from Standy. Nice shots with that 74U. They're looking for that playmaking ability. That's why they brought him on this roster. He makes one right there, and they're going to have a 24-point lead as we head to our next set of hills.
You saw his interview. He talked about his ability is get trophies off the map. Well, there's an example of it, just clearing those out, getting openings for his teammates. And Priestahh's been playing well as well in that flex position. hitting shots, but with this second set of rotations, I mean, the flip from Røkkr is what got them that early lead. They're going to have to do it again here if they're going to get control of the right side of the map for a second. iLLeY and Crim, though, combined to take down one. Still spawning out deep will be Røkkr. And Huke, not shocked to see him leading the way at 16-12.
16-12, Crim right behind him. And you've seen iLLeY kind of go QBZ. You've seen him with the Krig. I think maybe it's just sort of the 60 Hz servers. But, you know, we've seen a lot of double Krigs. A lot of people thought that QBZ maybe was going to have a bigger impact. We've seen, some Iron Sight QBZ. But it feels like, you know, players still trying to figure out the meta, what they want to use in these matches. But, I mean, Crim, he's been a beast their last couple of games with that Krig. He's really impressed me in that main R role. And now they're going to get set up for that second hill. They didn't have this last time around. They hold on to the spawns, but here comes the push. iLLeY, Crim, both going to find kills. iLLeY with the double, that will take care of that. And you see Shotzzy's position, number one. Great spot here, and he spawns them so far away.
Well, with only, 35 seconds remaining, you're not going to get a lot of shots at this if you're Røkkr. This push is going to be big. The openings will be huge, but Crim just lining them up. Great beams there with the Krig. And, yeah, it's got to feel good, I guess, for maybe a veteran or someone's been competing a long time in the sense of something like the Krig, a more natural AR. You're now fighting against subs for the most part. Not those kind of super do-it-all weapons that are flying around the map. And maybe that's why we've seen him finding more success.
Yeah, and you know, we thought with the XM4, I thought that would be a really good weapon for Crim because he's in the past been sort of one of the players that can do it all, and he likes to take those challenges and maybe at times maybe be a bit over-aggressive. But the Krig, I mean, we've seen him in S&Ds have double-digit maps, and he's been so good for them throughout Stage 2. Doing it again here, and yeah, maybe it is just a more natural role and something where it just feels better for him.
Well, you get all that time if you're Empire, and now you're in control of third. You've already got the flip for 4 and 5 on the left side of the map, but one does actually spawn out all the way deep as they had nobody deep. That's Priestahh that's going to spawn in behind him, and he's able to at least get one before Huke's able to clean up the scraps. Shotzzy now involved in the action. This has been a fantastic stretch for Empire. What was once a tie game, right around 130, now a 50-point advantage for Empire. As this has just been lovely, lovely work. And iLLeY has surged through now at 21 and 16. 4 streak for Huke. They have dominated over the last minute and a half.
Yeah, you had Shotzzy on a 5 spree. You have Huke on 4 now. iLLeY was on a spree and still is. He's alive. Yeah, the slaying just has really flipped as you go from that second hill to this third hill. And you know, we talked about their positioning on second, just made it so easy for them to continuously cut off Røkkr. They get that flip once again. They get him trapped back there towards the top right side of the mini-map. They're trying to fight on through accuracy on the hill, trying to do what he can. 3-player challenge, pulls out the pistol. Can he find number 4? Shotzzy runs right into him. Beautiful stuff for accuracy. Maybe finally they can get some map control behind that play.
Yeah, it's a great play, but is it going to be enough? You're in a big hole. You need every possible second. Is who's lurking inside the plane. That's going to be Priestahh and Standy is trying to watch this cross and get the push through if possible to try and work towards 5th. Dash is trying to finesse. Well, that didn't work out very well. Shotzzy will be able to line it up. They lose a teammate inside the plane as well as that was Priestahh in position. Look how far out both of them spawn. Dash and Priestahh. Opposite side of the map, Standy, the lone man left inside of the power point, and as he drops, things get even more difficult. You chipped away at the lead a bit, but still so much work to do.
Yeah, and last time they broke this hill, it was Standy who had positioning up through the 4th hill. And now with that spot that Shotzzy was in, he kind of spawns them low right, and they have to make a decision. Do we want to try and break through the front here, go through plane? You know, you don't have too much time to decide, so they gotta go. They gotta go quickly. Only 24 more seconds for Dallas Empire to win this map 1. But there's gonna be 3 dead. It's attached with a double. Can he find the triple? He cannot. Shotzzy trying to do what he can to stay alive.
You had, I guess they just didn't have anyone forward enough, so you still kind of spawn deep if you're Empire and have a chance to fight back into this one. But you may have done enough soon here to make sure they can't win it on this hard point and give yourself a chance in the 3rd set of rotations. But it's really just Standy here lurking. He's going to have to do it all. Can't get the kill. There's enough time remaining for them to get the win if they get every second. One spawns in behind. That's going to be Standy. One pushing from the front was attached as he will drop. They've just got to contest here for a moment. There's the contest. That'll be enough to get us to another hard point. But, simply too much time at the tail end of that probably.
Yeah, and then in the next hard point is going to be Dallas Empire. And They win by 70. I mean, after that first rotation, you had a bit of a lead if you're a Røkkr, but second set of hills, it was all Dallas. Just from start to finish, they do such a good job. And it feels like they really controlled map control, right? Minnesota could not get out of the trap. They were spawning on the opposite end that they wanted to. The slaying really picked up for Dallas. And we look at the scoreboard, it is just balanced from everyone. Everyone right around that mid-20s mark. A great game, number one for them.
Well, you and I touched on this a lot yesterday in the FaZe versus Thieves match. The 17th replay of map 1 was kind of similar in that it was very tight through the first set of rotations. Then FaZe kind of took control through the halfway point. And we were kind of talking about, you know, the top teams, they find ways to adapt and improve over the course of the map. And likely what you see there from Empire. You get to that halfway point, you start to see a lot more control. They start frying, they dominate over the final couple minutes.
Yeah, here we go. Here is that look. And yeah, what, 27, 24, 25, 29. 29 and 18 from Huke. Big damage there out of Crim and iLLeY with those ARs. They win by 70 points, and that's big, right? Because Minnesota, they're coming off that hot 3-0. They're getting momentum. Maybe practice is going well for Dallas. A big map there to try to slow that momentum down.
Absolutely. But, you know, you said this in the beginning. Basically, you know, with Røkkr, hardpoint has been their weakness, right? Like they haven't been great there, and yes, Standy might help them improve, but if they're going to win series, it's still likely going to come through 2-3-5 where they're going to find some success. We'll see if they can bounce back in the search and destroy. But for map 1, it's a big win for Empire. We continue on after this quick break.
The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Welcome back. It's Empire that are able to strike first. We'll see if Røkkr can strike back in the search and destroy. A shot of all 8 players as they get ready to go. I guess I want to talk through. I mean, it's tough because this Røkkr team's new. They look so impressive in their first match, but I guess we're wondering if that is going to hold. And I want to know what for you, Joe, the game fuel keys to victory. What stands out? How are they going to continue to find success if you're Røkkr?
Yeah, you need Priestahh to continue to get comfortable in his new position. Right, he had a 1.15. You talked about he was the lowest KD in the league prior to that. And then, yeah, you bring on Standy, and he's making the plays, right? Maybe he has a different way he's looking at the game, but keep him comfortable. And then you have to improve that hard point to compete. It was 3-9. Now it's 3-10. I mean, just look, Prestinni in control. Even with the previous roster, it was there. They were competing with the best. But what, 2-9 before their match with OpTic Chicago? That's just not good enough to compete with the best teams in our league. So that hard point, that has to be a focal point for them.
Yeah, I mean, you improve that to just over 50-50, and then you've got modes where you're sitting around
50-50.
So yeah, if you're sitting usually around 60 to 75% in all modes, if you can be that well-rounded, you've got a chance to obviously beat anybody. But on the other side of it, let's look at Dallas Empire now. Joe, take it away.
Yeah, you got to find the right adjustments in search and destroy. They have the largest margin of losses in the league at a 3.67. So whoever's making those comms in game, you know, you got to be a little bit quicker. Everybody get on the same page. Huke is the X factor. I mean, we saw it there, 29 and 18 performance out of him. But in hardpoint and control, he is leading this team. He's #1 in hardpoint, number 3 in control in our league. And then Shotzzy and iLLeY, I want to see them improve a little bit in search and destroy. That search and destroy game mode is what this team thrived off of last year. It's what that trio built themselves off of, and they do more of it.
And then we've got the social soundboard from Astro, from our very own Mile the Ross. That run from Shotzzy was absolutely incredible. From point to point, cleaned up rotation, top lane, then held P3 with pure finesse. Go back and watch that absolute masterclass. Oh, dude, Miles is trying to be you, Joe. He's trying to break it down.
Well, he's trying to be like Chance, right? I don't know.
Yeah. No, wait,
it's probably one of those things where like Chance was talking about it. It's sort of what you do, where you just type it. So it's probably Chance thought in his tweet.
Probably. No, you're probably right. Did that? What I want to ask you, I was reading through like we have a combo with our stats guy Tyler going back and forth about key stuff. Didn't they have like the largest? When they lost, was it Hardpoint also like one of the biggest margins, or was that just Search and I read it wrong?
Yeah, no, it was also yeah, like 80 plus in Hardpoint and Search.
And that was like number 1, right? Well,
yeah,
no, I'm just saying that's kind of weird if 2 of the 3 modes, when they lose, they're losing worse than everybody else. That's just kind of odd to me.
You also have to remember that 8 of their map losses came to Atlanta FaZe.
That's true.
They lost 3 in the winners final and 5 in the grand final, right? Okay. Yeah, that's a tough one because they played Atlanta FaZe the most.
Actually, think about how wild that is. I mean, it's kind of a testament to how, I guess, strong FaZe right now. We're like you'd argue the second best team has the worst losses in 2 of the 3 modes as a factor of that. Wild stuff. But all right, it's talking to this map too. It is 1-3 for Empire, 2-1 for the side of Røkkr. So Empire haven't found a ton of success on this map, but I think we've all been waiting for them to improve and search and destroy, and all 40 of them hit right up mid. Unfortunately, they're not going to win that fight. 2 will drop, 1 falls for Røkkr, and then some shots in from Priestahh to make Crim the last alive.
Oh my, Standy with some beautiful shots there to end that round. I don't know who the last one was, but they were trying to run away from it, and Standy's like, now is this Crim? Crim's getting set up, and man, that 70-40, that headshot comes in, and it's like, okay, you're dead. All right.
You saw Crim's aim. He was like, I think he was like surprised that he flew at him like that. He like couldn't snap on him, but nice start from Standy there. 2-0 as Røkkr win that mid-map battle and take control of it early. Now we'll put Empire on offense and see how they'd like to play this out. Looks like the focus is going to be towards mid-map once again. And look at this 3-man hit from P. Pretty aggressive from Røkkr on the B side of the map.
You know, where Dallas are playing pretty slow. And, you know, Moscow at times is a lot of information, some hard counters. We just saw that in round number 1 where Røkkr just shoot up right up the middle. Dallas isn't ready for it. They catch him off guard. Now this way, they take mid control. They're starting to work up top escalators. Prestinni now just needs to play his life. He's the info guy. Not want to get taken down. If he does get taken down, at least take 1 down with it. Here comes the flank. Standy, he's going to lose this one to Crim. It's going to be a first blood, and Crim knows there's going to be more pressure. Try to get out with his life.
He hit him to 3 health, though. he almost lost that. iLLeY, though, nice read there on top. Eskies gets the kill, 3v2 for Empire. Lurking in the middle of it is going to be Priestahh, but the flank will come in. The final kill goes through, and Empire get the round win to square us up.
Yeah, they just sort of sniff out the round. They take it slow middle. They don't see anything middle. And maybe because they don't see anything middle of the map, they know it's probably a stack to one site. Or maybe we got them to rotate off of it. And we've seen that when you have a very early A presence defensively, you don't see anything in the first 15 to 20 seconds. One player will immediately rotate back to B to try to help out that swing player. So, that's probably what they were basing that round off of. They go up to A. They don't allow Priestahh to pick one off, and, Crim gets that first blood.
Well, he has a chance for another one here. As he realizes a second player. I couldn't tell exactly how many he saw. Crim might get caught, but the help is coming through mid. So iLLeY is here to give some assistance. Crim can play a bit more aggressive. He's got Trophy out as well. And now he's going to know there's multiple players here.
Whole team's here, actually.
Yeah. I think it was 2 on the street before, but everybody's kind of grouped up on this side now.
Do Minnesota back away. Shotzzy's in a bit of a lurk position up towards the A site. Huke, iLLeY controlling middle of the map, but it's going to be on Crim again. He's going to deal with the brunt of this push. Trying to spot anything. Yeah, Crim creeping up, accuracy creeping up. There's the swing. There's the first blood.
Well, yeah, I mean, he had that help there for a while, but the help rotated out. Crim then by himself. He's going to get caught. Now they start to push on forward. Some shots there into Huke, but he's able to get out with his life. There's a one-on-one mid-map. Priestahh able to take that as well. And now the flood on in. I was going to say, if somehow Huke can stay up while Shotzzy flanks, maybe they can disrupt this, but he's going to get caught. Now it's all on Shotzzy in a 1v4.
Able to take down one, but going to be difficult. You have Standy and Priestahh middle of the map. Back on up, and I think he actually catches Standy switching weapons, so there's going to be another one. 1 versus 2.
May do it. Not a ton of time. He's got to go. Accuracy is set up deep. He's got the angle with the AR, and he gets the kill, but Røkkr, I thought we're letting that slip away, but the clock was on their side, and accuracy in a good position deep.
And maybe, I don't know, Crim is, he's taking the duels. We know he's a confident player. He'll take the one-on-ones. He was just trying to give himself, a different angle to catch one of the players off guard, but he's actually the one that gets caught off guard. And maybe because he has 2 teammates middle of the map, he's hoping for a trade or a little bit of help on that cross, but that doesn't happen.
They did rotate over to help him, and then I don't know if there was a call that just
backed
rotating
away.
off of it. Yeah, because as soon as they back up, basically the hit comes in and he gets caught. See what they can do here offensively. Accuracy closed out the last round. He opens with the first blood in this one. Huke just able to dodge the nade. Now he wants to take the fight. Standy, nice little shoulder there. Gets the information, gets out, and the trophy just gobbling up all of the tacticals.
On offense, they've really been focused on mid control. By that time, they do get first blood at accuracy here. He spots a few. He needs to play his life. The pressure is coming in. Huke on one side, Crim on the other. They're trying to isolate him. That is a huge kill by accuracy, and he lines up the second. The finesse on accuracy.
Give it to him. Here's
Give him the ace.
There it is, the ace for accuracy, as he chops down the entire Empire side. 3-1 Røkkr.
Just hoping for one there, but the little slide off, the little ledge slide, able to find the second. Nice snap, and he gets some help. iLLeY rotates over, and accuracy with a huge round.
His hip fire even hit there when he made it to the top. Like, that round was just working out for him. So he should be on, yeah, that's sad. I thought 5 in a row. He's done 6 in a row. It's 7-1. He's very, very close to getting some streaks here. Maybe we can stick with him and see if he's able to pick him up, unless the skirmish obviously goes down to the other side of the map. But look at the stack for Empire defensively. Heavy towards A and mid. B, kind of wide open for now.
Yeah, because Huke's position, they immediately rotate 2 back over towards B. They're thinking this is a B hit, and they are correct. Well, Crim's ready for it. There's that first blood, but can they get that kill on accuracy? And accuracy's just maybe hoping to get a bomb plant, try to get anything going his way. I'm gonna try and wrap it.
It's like now,
over there.
How important on a map like this, like if you're up 3-1, like how much focus you put into getting that streak versus even winning the round?
I mean, it obviously helps the A-bombs.